Yeah. The thing is, when I had a vision, I had a vision about Enki, and Enki was calling to me, and he said, "Don't be afraid. I'm on the way with 3 exile ships, these cigar formed ships, and I'm on my way, and I don't want to harm you or mankind anymore. I'm here for good. I apology for all the things the bad ones have done to you and to all humanity, and I just want to let you know I'm on my way, and I'm with you all. I'm with humanity." And that was really great. And I saw his ship. I saw him in his ship sitting in the seat while
Wow.
talking. Yeah. And then
That's
the scene changes, and I was in a huge room, and there was a big chair or something like this, and someone sit on this chair, and this person was very, very, very huge. And he got a robe with stars on it, and it was in magenta, this very bright color.
yeah.
And there were stars on it, and I said, "Oh my God, where are I? What is it?"
Yes, very yes.
Yeah, but the only thing I felt was love. There was so much love from this entity that sits in the room, and there was another one in the corner. He was writing, and he looked at me, and he said to me, "How did you come here?" And I said, "I don't know. I just arrived. I don't know how I came here." And then he said, "What do you want?" And I said, "I want to know what happens." What is this thing? What will happen to us? And he said, I don't know if I'm allowed to show you." And then he looked at the person on this chair,
Yes.
and then he looked at me and said, "Okay, I'm going to show you." And then he took me, and I don't know how it happened, but suddenly we were on Earth. We were on a shack, a wood shack, and there was a stable of woods. And he said, "Look at this stable. There are 40 pieces.
40 pieces, okay.
40 pieces. And then he said something to me, and he said, 40, then you will see." But I don't know what
40,
he
40,
meant.
40 is Anki's number. 40
Oh,
belongs to Anki. Yeah.
40 and he said,
Yeah, and I know what you're saying is true because I received that from the Palladians when I first came in. And she said,
"Oh, wow.
that
Yeah.
Anki is, she said, and Anki is on your side in a way, okay?
Yeah.
And why she said in a
Yeah.
way is because Anki is the one that did everything. He's the beginning and the ending in so many ways. Because Anki is really me. Anki is Shiva. Anki is Poseidon. Anki is all of them. Because you live all them different lives. Anki is Lucifer. Anki is all of them. See? So
Yes, he is.
so
I know.
Anki is the one that's helping the DNA fire off because it is Anki's DNA that
Yeah.
we carry. Okay. And so Anki is on our side in a way, when she said in a way, because you still have to do your part. That's why she said in a
Yes,
way.
I know.
Yes.
And this was amazing. It was an amazing feeling. And after he told me this, the man who was with me, I don't know who he was, but then he said I couldn't stay longer. I had to go now. And then he disappeared and left me there.
Wow.
So yeah, a short visit, but it was actually a fulfilled visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
think
great.
it was something, and they showed me many things.
I bet.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you figured maybe you
They
should
were on
set
a
it.
crunch time.
Yeah. So you should set maybe you probably was you probably had your conscience was curious and you had a lot of thoughts that was going on in there
Yep.
that was really wanting to know deep down inside you wanted to know real bad. And so you probably left your body and you went.
Yeah.
You were what is called astral traveling.
Because I do it, but I hardly ever remember it. But when I do remember it, I know that I did travel instead of dreaming. I'm thinking I'm dreaming, but I goes, no, I traveled.
Oh, yeah.
The idea,
Yeah,
I
that's
believe, is
different.
to be very lucid in your travel when you're actually after traveling, because if practicing, which I think all of us have done, of lucid dreaming, where actually you have to travel, but the lucidity of it helps to retain the memory of the experience. So that way then it can be shared and it becomes more vivid. It's kind of recalling it backwards when you're going forward in a way in the dream. At least from my experience, I try to recall it backwards to see how far back I can recall from the beginning of it. Because the one thing that's been actually explained on astral travel is realizing, how did I get there? How did I arrive, first of all? Then after that is recalling every detail going forward, if possible, because you have to go backwards to find out. And another trick that I learned, a technique in lucid dreaming, which is excellent for meditation, which also helps memory on a 3D world, recalling the activities of the day from when you woke up. When you open your eyes in 3D
It's not the
and
same with
recalling
me.
all of it. It's the biggest challenge for mentality, recalling the entire day from waking
Oh,
up
yeah, that's
all the way to
true.
going to bed. Not
Yeah,
easy to
that's
do.
true.
Yeah.
But that's
And
not
no,
the
it's
thing
not
with
easy to
me.
do. Exactly, huh? Because I don't know if it's that something that we supposed to remember
Right.
for reasons of, you know, that our emotions and how our emotions work.
Right.
I'm not sure, but I do know that once asleep, it's like you're dead, and then once awake, you are alive. But that's only if you're waking up in the light, in the energy of the light. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because of the net, you're still waking up in the same life that you lay down in. As far as dead and dead, you're dead until you are alive. So when I know that when they say, then the first thing you do is when you first open up your eyes, and the first thing is to do your meditation then. And I can see why,
Yes.
because it does it brings life back in you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And other than that, you feel like you still like, you know.
yeah, I know what you mean, because I do it every morning after stand up. I'm doing my meditation, and I feel that I come in because I feel it here in my shoulder.
Yes.
It's like someone putting the hand on here. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Yes, it's
Exactly,
really
exactly.
feelable.
And
It's
yes, and then the breath comes in and you begin to breathe and
Yeah,
feel
I
like,
began to
yes,
breathe automatically, very deep, and so I don't have to don't have to concentrate on anything, or so it comes naturally, it comes in.
yes,
I
right.
had it.
And
I
that's
think
the
that's the
state.
reason why it's also suggested to drink water after getting out of bed.
Yes.
The first thing to drink is actually
First
water to
thing is
rehydrate the
water,
mind.
which
Yeah,
reminds me,
Biologically, it's been explained that since the body's metabolism slows down while sleeping, the body's at rest, mentality goes up, but the energies
which
of the
remind me
body
I'm supposed to
actually
drink my water
change.
anyway.
And that's why drinking
yeah,
water in the morning rehydrates the mind, rehydrates the body. Before
Yes.
drinking anything cold, it's got to be room temp.
Yeah,
So
mine's always room temp.
yeah, mine too.
Unless
Mine's
when I'm
always
sweating and then I'm gonna go get a cold. Got to cool down. I'm like,
well,
oh
to add
God.
more to it, it's also recommended to even drink lemon water.
Oh
in the
yes, lemon water is great.
Yes, I drink so much of it, I gotta lay off of it because I got a lot of
Well, you can't pee a lot,
I got a lot of
detox,
alien, and I'm a lot of alien because I walked in. So my alien really affects me a lot
Mhm.
because aliens can't deal with lemon juice. It's too acidic for them.
Oh,
So,
acid. Oh
so
yeah,
yeah,
acid.
so when I
Busy.
drink it, if I drink it in my water after I drink so much of it, it's like, you know.
Well, sometimes you
Yeah.
overdo it. I mean, just like, a glass or two or so in the morning or however, and
No, I've
then
been
regular
I've
water
been on
after
it for a
that.
long time though. I've been on it for years already. Since I walked in, I immediately got on it because it does help your body to expand. That's why I got
Yeah.
on it.
And
So
the thing is, with me it's the same. I can only drink one glass of lemon water, and then the acids come through, and I
because you got
can't.
all that alien in you.
That's why I cannot eat so many oranges and something like
I
this, because
know.
the acid is
Speaking about eating, Scarlet and Shiva, just out of curiosity, who's lost quite a bit of weight in these last 2 weeks? Because I know I have.
You have.
Oh, yeah. I have lost weight.
I haven't lost quite a bit, but I've dropped a couple inches, but that's because I choose to, you know. I've been locked up in a room for who knows how long. And I was like, oh no, I got to get out of here because I'm putting on these things here.
And what you'll know, Scarlet, is that Shiva and I have been working with her Facebook Live lately. And we tried using Room, but Room is kind of complicated on Facebook. We didn't know that how it worked. Then we found that actually the Room inside of Facebook is video and audio based.
Yeah.
Others can join in with their video and audio selectively. So we're doing more now work on the Facebook Live. And I don't know if you had the Facebook Live on Friday night because I wasn't even there.
I want to go on Facebook Live too, starting with our meetings each day, each time we do these. I want to start it. So let's start our meeting now. Now that we're recording live. So
we've been recording live here for the past, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Well, let's get our introduced.
And ours is really about what? Today is repeat patterns. So
yes,
I was curious regarding its topic about repeat patterns, which actually is repetitive for humanity. So, but I'm curious to know what the notations you've got, Shiva, what to share about this.
Well, first we got to let everyone know who we are because I'm Lord Shiva.
Oh, yeah.
Introductions are necessary. So you're Lord Shiva, I'm Nightwing, you're Scarlet. Apollo is still trying to fight with his audio.
Oh, no, I feel for him. He couldn't get in.
And Mystique did send a message that she was not able to make it because she's actually busy today, which is fine. But she sends love to all of us, and we'll be looking for the video later on. I know that Scarlet has another group of, what is it? Kalini group from India?
Kundalini, yes, that's
Kundalini.
That's what's Face group. That's Peace of Minds group and my group. He created it, but he just put me in like.
Yeah,
you don't even look after his own group, so you must look after for him.
Yeah, I did. Otherwise, I didn't find her. So I asked her to join the meeting, and she said she will try. But there's a huge time difference, and so I think it was too late for her.
Yeah, India is 12 hours, so there's a day difference.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, they're actually 11:30 in the evening for them, very late. But a lot of India does go with the Western time frame, especially on the Eastern time, to try and match it, despite it's late
and
for them.
We have 4.5 hour time difference. We tested this, and so it's very late for her now. So I think she couldn't join in because it was too late.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
But I told her that we are recording, and she will see the video after it. We can post in the group so she can see it. She's very interested in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
So Apollo did state that he's having a difficulty to unmute his mic. He's fighting with it right now and trying to figure it out. But I think we should proceed with the repeat pattern topic here so we can get going forward with this meeting.
Yes.
So what did you discover, Shiva? What did you find?
Well, the thing is I want to speak about it because I'm sure many people is having that difficulty in their life, and I'm absolutely positive sure they are.
Oh yeah.
Because mostly because how we come in here and as incarnates and whatever, and where you at when you do come in, and so the thing that made me want to talk about it outside of that is that I experienced it in my own life here recently with the kid, the Zeus, the Yeshua.
The whole other,
And I started to see that, and he came around a couple of times, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, look, wait a minute. Don't you see what's going on? Don't you see a pattern? I said, no, get away from me. I'm not repeating no pattern with you. I refuse to repeat a pattern. And I said, and I see your pattern. I said, if you look back, I see your pattern all the way back to 4 years old.
Wow.
And I did. I said, no. You better stop that. Because that is a pattern. I said, and it goes all the way back to your childhood life. And then I seen him in his teenage year life. it all involved me. And I said, oh, no, you better go. Because I am not repeating no damn patterns, boy. Take that shit on out of here. Go release yourself. Get rid of your patterns because you don't even see your own self. And I do. So I said, I'm not going through it ever, ever. I said, when I repeat no patterns with you. So you need to get yourself.
You may bring up a very good actual experience because even with Joe's brother, trying to relive in a sense, I think it's part of regret of reliving the past, which is repeated pattern because of regret due to guilt that causes a person to try to repair their past. Like your past is buried. It's done. It's not, don't worry about a scar. And because of the regret, for a good example, the father of this family that you know, Joe was born into, I came into it when Joe came into it. And because of the patterns due to the past, though there are some regrets that many can have, makes sense. Because the fact of guilt, sadness, grief, whatever the emotion may be felt, trying to repair that in the present moment, you can't really relive your past. You can only make your present to then have a goal for a future, right? As far as that makes sense in a logical sense. But on the emotional part, yeah, there can be scars. I mean, heck, this body's got a physical scar from the past that helped me understand why this life continued on. The body didn't die, but it helped me to learn. That's the point. Learn from the past, but don't relive the past. And yeah, like you just stated, Shiva, you can't relive your childhood, but the inner child in you can make peace with, love your inner child, love yourself fully. As you stated, whole. That love is what really will get you going forward, but be present in your love unconditionally, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the matter is that you have soul contracts too that leave stars.
Exactly.
Scars.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what will hold people back from growing forward because of the fact they're still reliving their past. Like you can't relive what you've already have been through. And you're going to drag other people down that way because you have regret for that past. Understandably why, but don't relive it because guess what? It's over. Learn from it only.
Right.
And go forward.
Yeah.
Many psychologists, psychiatrists will be stating the same thing. You got to be present in the now.
Yeah.
And now is all you've got. You can't live your future. You can plan for it, but you don't know what's going to happen because you're just making choices. A goal is fine. Make a goal, but you don't know what to expect. That's the difference. You can expect the worst, hope for the best, and go forward.
That is true. That is true because, like I said, here's the thing. Unaware, you will do all of that. Unaware.
True. Oh gosh, that's so
aware,
true. And they're not aware.
Aware you won't because aware speaks to you that you live in your now. And if you live past that, or anywhere too far in the future or behind, you're repeating patterns, or you living outside of your growth space. You're not able to create your future in the future. You have to create your future in your now. So if you go and your future is your now, but unaware, you don't know that. So you put your thoughts way out there, and you're wanting to create out there, but you're not bringing them to the space that they need to be. So you're just kind of like out in space, basically. And as far as your past, you cannot fix what has been already done. You know what I'm saying?
But done is done. It's correct. You can't repair it.
It's impossible.
You can't repair your past.
But you can fix it. Mm-hmm. You can fix it in a way in your now by changing what happens to you and your
that you learn from. Correct.
As you leave and going forward. That's the only way you can change it. And if you don't do it in your now, you'll just be making.
It's just cycle, like you say, it's repeated patterns, which will seem, even what Einstein said, if you repeat the same thing over and over, what do you think is considered?
Insanity. Then you expect different results, but you're not going to get different results until you change. You must change. Yeah, the situation or change how you interact with whatever you're doing.
They still repeat the same patterns anyway, expecting a different result. It's like, well, you're going to get the same result. Why? Because you haven't made a modification from that past to a present moment. It's got to be a significant change, even a small significance.
And
Yeah,
then, and of course, here's the other thing. Yes, you can change yours, but you cannot change someone else's.
No. There's no manipulation of anybody else. That's true.
And
at
someone
all.
and someone say if you want to make a marriage work or some relationship work, and you know it needs to be changed, but do you bring it to your partner, but if your partner then decides they don't want to change, you cannot change that. You
It's
must
over at
change
that
you
point.
and go
Yeah.
on.
You're being a dead horse.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scarlet.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I did for an example, for a little help for anybody, is when I was starting to awake, and it started in my childhood, but it stopped somewhere, and then it took over again. So I thought about all the things I did in my life when I was hurting somebody. So I thought it over. And there were so many things I found where I said, well, this was hurting someone. And I said, please forgive me for the things I've done to you. I even called an old pal from school who I was cheating. And I called him and said, I'm so sorry for what I did to you when we were in class, when we were in school. And I'm sorry for this. And he said, why do you
remember?
I shouldn't even care.
That's a part. That is a part.
Remember.
You holding guilt. You holding guilt for
They
something.
let it go and they buried it, and you're like, I still feel regret.
And the guilt wasn't with him; it was with you. You was holding the guilt.
It was with me.
You needed for yourself. Yeah.
You felt you needed to make amends or something that you felt in the past, right?
Yeah. Let me please tell
ahead.
that. So, and he said, I am very happy to hear you, but there's nothing to forgive because all is fine, all is okay between us. And I said it was important for me to know that you are okay, that you are fine, and that was something that lies on my soul, and I want to bring it up.
Sometimes you have to. You're correct. Sometimes you have to, and it will bring up deep emotions. That's not a wrong thing to do. It's loving yourself more, and you're correct. Completely.
Yeah, and now we are talking several times and talking Christmas and Easter and stuff like that.
Maybe again, that's what it was. Maybe you just needed to be in touch with the person.
Yeah, I need to be in touch with him, and so he said everything is forgotten and forgiven, so you don't have to bother it.
I don't know if I can't send you the pages so you could read them. I don't think I can.
Maybe you can do in WhatsApp. But the other thing is, actually, you bring up a good point there, Scarlett, because I reconnected with the old neighbors.
Yeah.
And then my childhood, and in Facebook, we reconnected. One of them, the oldest, who used to be a babysitter for the kids of the neighborhood, Rob, I talked to him on the phone. He told me all the current happenings, changes, where everybody's gone to. The boys I remember, they're roughly my age, even the youngest one who's now a father. They all have families. The oldest that I remember, named Art, who's actually third from the youngest, lives in the same house still. And he stayed there with his mother till she died. And everybody's doing well. It's amazing. I was just like, I reconnected again with the past, but in a present fashion. And reconnection was like a true love there, that actually everybody's doing well. Everybody's successful. Some of them had some, circumstances that were bad, but they're happy where they are despite their circumstances. And one neighbor who came in later.
But listen, let's stay on topic, because most people.
No, it's just the patterns we're saying. It repeats because the fact that I reconnected.
Yeah, but that's the point you want to stay on, not tell so much about their life. You don't really care.
Right.
And not in one sense, you don't really care, because in one sense, if you look at the overall of the whole world, you'll see most people are in those places.
Yeah.
And they're all satisfied, because of course you're gonna be satisfied with where you're at when you don't know that you can be better. Because you don't know you can be better.
Yeah.
So you accept what you have, and that's a good thing in one way, and in one way it's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Because everything should be growing. at all times.
Absolutely.
And
We are
nothing should be stuck and stand still. You know, do I plant stay still? If they do, they die.
Oh, hell no. Time keeps moving anyway.
We're
Time's
not
constant.
taking care of them if they stand still. And here's the thing: we can always go back to the plant because that's where you originated from, and you can identify with the plant with your life.
Oh, yeah.
You see, if you water the plant grows. If you give the plant love, the plant loves you back, and it grows much prettier for you. You know,
and it needs a lot of water.
What was that?
I said, and it needs a lot of good water.
Smart water.
Yep.
And then every so often you find some extra to throw in your water. Like I put eggshells in.
Yeah.
Eggshells in the water?
Yes, it feeds them. They love eggshells. It feeds them very good. It gives them it's fertilizer for them. But
you mean food. The plants?
It's food.
Okay.
Yeah, the plant.
Oh,
The plant.
Wow.
Yeah. I throw eggshells in there because they love that, and then you give them some Epsom salt water. You know, they love all it. But so you find ways to nourish them to help them to grow much prettier and much better, and just you know, giving them all the love you know how to give them, and that is the same thing you need. And the sunlight and everything. If we can go back to the
plants are very responsive, actually, to the type of music you play.
Say it again. Oh, the music, yes. Well, they love my music, you know. they going like crazy in here. And basically, they don't care what, as long as love is mixed in it. That's the main.
All that
key.
matters.
That's the main ingredient, as they would say. The main ingredient is love, 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 and that is it. And that is the main ingredient in your life. If you love yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you're gonna flourish, the more you're gonna grow, the more you're gonna, you're gonna shine out. You're gonna feel healthy. All of that.
True.
Even when you prepare your food, if you are not putting love in that food, it is not going to turn out
taste
right.
nasty.
No, it's not tasty.
I promise you that.
They've done experiments on plants as repeated patterns as you're talking about. They did one plant that started growing, similar seeds, similar soil, two different vessels. They're basically the same. One was treated with a great deal of love. The second one was treated with hatred, negative energies, and you see the growth differences. One dies faster and the other one flourishes.
Exactly. And that's how it is. Exactly. Just like for instance, I live in here alone because my energy cannot accept everyone's energy, or their frequencies is way too low for me. Mm-hmm. And I don't allow just anyone to come in here because I already know. Yet at the same time, if one come in, immediately the frequency is going to affect me. Say if two of them come in, it's going to affect me twice as much. And yet I'm dying pretty much, and they're
not even inside your dwelling yet.
And they're lifting up. You know, they're coming alive. And I goes, no, it's too many in here. Y'all too many against me. You know.
Please leave. Get out.
Everything must be balanced. You must have balance.
Everything must be balanced. And the thing with the plants is, and I tested it myself because I love my plants, I love my animals, and I swear they feel it because my plants are growing very, very well. And I'm talking to them and I'm saying, how are you today? Are you growing fine? And something like this. And they are grooming and grooming.
They'll tell you they need water. Believe me, they'll tell you. Like, hey, I'm dry.
Yeah, they got a lot of water and they got all they need. And I always say, oh, well, you look fine today. And if there's one plant that is not healthy, I'm talking to that plant and I'm saying, come on, grow, what do you need? And something like this. And
like, give me attention.
Yeah, give them attention, and so they grew.
I have a plant like that, and these are plants that someone has brought them to me to rescue, right? Because they know I can. But this one plant here is a peace lily, and it's the one that they sent to the funerals, the real sensitive ones. I said, you were one crazy ass plant. I said, I don't know.
You insulted the plant on top of that, really?
Yeah, because that plant is. I said, I don't know what the hell I got to do with you. I said, what is wrong with you? Because I give you just enough water, then you just die, and I don't give you too much, you die. I said, what is it that I cannot get you to do nothing? So the only thing I think I need to take it out of the pot and redo it. I don't know, because it's crazy as hell. I said,
You have to transplant it, freshen up the soil type, give it the right minerals it needs, know the species. I mean, I learned about bamboo because bamboo is easiest to manage next to other green plants that actually every plant has its own treatment in addition to our energy we give to the plant, obviously. But some plants don't need a lot of water. Cacti don't need a lot of water.
Oh, I
Other
killed my
plants need more
cactus.
water. Some don't need sunlight. Others, sunlight kills them. Some can stay in a dormitory. Others cannot. They have to be outside. So it all varies on species. Yeah. I mean, it has to be researched. You just can't take it for granted. You have to research it to understand what the species needs.
Yes. I decided that that's what I would do, was to just go and do a study a little bit, because I raised them in the shop when I had the flower shop.
Oh, nice. And your
here.
feed dropped
So
there.
I said, I'm missing something. You know, I said, I got to go, let me go look it up, and then I'll see what I got to do with you, because
it's amazing how many species of plants there are. Oh yeah, too many species. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta learn this.
Well, I got a
so
cactus. I got a cactus, you know, a cactus that's sticking little plants, you know what I mean, grows in Mexico. These
right,
things.
the cacti, yeah.
Cacti, genau, so something like this. And all my flowers are grooming, but these little things, it's
too rough on you.
I killed mine.
Gave too much water, I guess.
Believe me, you'll know the difference, because when they start going fat, that means you're
Yes.
getting good water. They do actually and you made a good point there, Scarlet. A certain pattern from cacti in the desert, if you cut cactus the proper way, you can drink the water from the cactus and you will survive. Truly.
Yes, I know this. I know this all.
Yes,
but
yes.
this little boy, I didn't know what I did wrong. Maybe he got too much water, but then something happened. I talked to him and I gave him less water, and I talked to him. I'll show you.
No, wait.
We're talking plants now. Here we go. Botany.
We want to live on the plant. I don't want to stay on the plants too long. I want to talk about repeat patterns. But those are repeat patterns too. You know, this is repeat patterns. Oh, okay.
So
Now it's doing good, right?
Man, flourishing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is very good. But that's a repeat pattern too. See, and learning how to grow your plants. If you've always had the same problems with growing a plant, and then you never change how you did whatever you did, then you're repeating the pattern. That means your green thumb is either off balance, or something is off balance. So you need to figure it out. That if you want to continue to grow plants, or you don't need to don't take that on, because that's not your responsibility.
Right.
Because you're killing the plants, and the plants do not want to die. They want to live. Okay. Just like we do.
And then on the pattern with the bamboo that I have, depending on the pot that I put the plant into for bamboo, it will grow taller or stay at a certain height. So the size of where you put it into affects the height. So if the roots, it's a pattern. If you put it in a bigger pot, those roots will extend. Hence, it will grow taller and taller and taller, to the point where it'll be basically.
But that's your experience. Listen, that's your experience. I won't really talk about plants, but that is your experience, and that means you have experience enough to know what you do that is doing right to make things grow, or what are you doing that is going wrong to make things not grow. So you're learning how to create, because you're knowing what it is that this plant needs, what is it, and it's the same thing with
even
humanity,
us.
with a person,
Agreed.
with yourself, or with someone else, or with your children. You have to know what it is that you need to put in that child, because all of them are very different.
Yes.
And they must need a certain way of putting a love into this one versus the one that you put in this one.
Nurturing is still nurturing.
Look, did I say not to do that? Yeah, you know, you can say that. Hey, then I ask you not to do that, and that may intimidate that one. But the other one, you say, hey, didn't I tell you not to? And then that one wouldn't be intimidated. You know what I'm saying? Because they all have different. Same with your animals. Their personalities are different. Everything is different. And learning how to touch something and to cause it to grow, rather than to killing it or destroying it, is the best thing in life that we can learn.
Absolutely.
How to touch it. And long as you got what you need to administrate to that, from you to that, then
Yeah.
that is the work in progress, because you must encounter the love within yourself, and you must hold that love. You must absorb it and become that.
Yeah.
Become love, unconditional, because love itself is not a word, it's a sound. That is your sound. Doesn't that feel good? Just say it. You feel it? If you say yeah, does it go out through your system? I do. And when
It's like even in the meditation of the Om, right?
that's what it is. But yes, but in
As
the
an
is the yes, exactly the same thing. It's a sound, and that is the best sound that you can ever even hear or send out.
Mhm.
Yes, or even feel it. You express it in feeling, and the emotions of feeling it. You feel it. You see, and if everyone would get that sound, the world would.
And you know what? And you know what? If you do this sound, if you produce this, you feel the vibration, not only here and in your throat chakra, you feel it in your whole body.
Yes.
It resonates.
Exactly.
Resonates. Yeah, it resonates.
So now, and that's how we learn how not to continue to repeat the patterns, because the pattern is not something that you're doing out there. It's something you're doing within.
Yeah.
But others will feel that pattern too when going outside, which I know all of us experience either way, that we're all highly sensitive and rising our sensitivity, which I know I've been experiencing even in my own apartment. And my neighbors have been driving me crazy because now she's got her cousins here. And talk about repeat patterns. Oh, brother. Yesterday was like bombardment. I'm like, oh, please get those kids to shut up, please. I couldn't even sleep like the night before because they woke me up in the middle of the night.
Okay, I want to read this article. I want to read this article that tells you, it says, recognizing our patterns and learning how to change them.
Yes.
Okay. What we call chaos is just patterns we haven't recognized.
True.
What we call random is just patterns we can't decipher.
Yep. Can't decode it. True.
Exactly. Life has a funny way of teaching us lessons. When there is when there is something we need to learn, something that you need to work on, the same situation will continue to repeat itself until you either learn your lesson or find a healthy way of dealing with that particular issue.
Correct.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
You know, which is, and everywhere you see, that's where it is. You know what I'm saying? And then, and the thing is that the person who is experiencing need to see it. That's how purgatory is built. You come, because you're living in the Mercury, and in the Mercury it's all mirrors. It's mirrors. You see yourself, but do you see yourself? Because you're not seeing yourself, and you're not seeing if you're not seeing the next person. If you're not seeing that next person that looks exactly like you, you're not seeing yourself. And so you're repeating the pattern, so are they, the same pattern.
Strangely enough, I saw a movie yesterday regarding time travel that on YouTube actually was free. And this one man kept reliving yesterday. And that day before, every time he's trying to find a way of preventing an ex-girlfriend from dying in a car accident. And then he started understanding and researching, how do I change this pattern of her death when I'm actually reliving it too often through a black hole in the floor that I'm opening up in a bathroom to change time, to always go back to the past one day. And as time went on, he discovered he had to go also change the history of his grandmother, his grandfather over a golf ball, and change a decision of how to get his ex-girlfriend back home. He always drove her. He changed his mind.
Right.
I'll walk you home instead of driving you home. Walking was
go.
safer. So he changed the pattern. It was repeating, and he was trying to understand, decoding it.
But so let me interrupt here, because that was a movie, right?
It was a movie, but well written to explain about
Okay,
repeated
but
patterns.
let me interrupt it. Let me interrupt it.
Go ahead.
Because that movie was only a copy or fiction of what they made with made Groundhog. The reason why they made Groundhog was so that you as humanity would notice that you have been living repeated patterns.
Yep.
That's why Groundhog was really made and put in front of you to give you signs to show you who you are and what you've been doing in your life. And so Groundhog, that's the same thing you just said about this guy.
Yep.
But that Groundhog Day was not created just for a movie.
A stupid holiday.
Yes, it was created to give you
It had a deeper meaning behind it. You're
a
right.
sign in front of you of how you have repeated patterns and how you've lived in your life and what you need to do in order to change that.
And it's not going to be
Change your
obvious.
mind, change
It
how
won't
you
be
think it.
obvious. Correct.
Yes, and that's that. It's
It's a discovery of how to make it random or change significant to then break the cycle. Correct.
Exactly, because first you must see and know that you're repeating a pattern. Until you see it, you will never know it.
And it is about perspective. What is your perspective? How do you see yourself?
Yeah, where your perspective is. That's right.
Because then you're starting to wake up. As they say, you're waking up out of the sleep that you've been sleeping for so long.
I mean, you can ask somebody else how they see you, but that's their perspective of the body you have, actions done, choices made that have that circumstance or result. Cause always is effect, and what their perspective is may help change then the decision you make presently to change then what's going to happen for what has been repeated in the past. So it could help. Yes. You'll get tips. You'll get tips that won't be obvious. That's true.
And here's an example which I hate to bring up because they dropping it in my thoughts. Like, why y'all give me that to say? Because I used to hate this and I have to figure out why and I have to figure out how to change it. Because as it wasn't me in the body at the time, but the body is the memory of
Barbara, right.
Barbara. So and people would see her. Everyone, when they see her coming, they go, "Here goes trouble." But look, she was never bringing trouble. The trouble that they saw, because when she come, I'm coming to nail you. She's nailing you, because she stood in truth, and truth nails you to the cross. You know what I'm saying? So to them that was trouble. That here comes trouble, because I'm going to come and tell you exactly what I got to say. You know what I'm saying? And so to them that was like, oh no, here comes trouble, because she's gonna come and speak whatever needs to be spoken. So I said, well, no, I don't want them to see that. So let's change that. I want to see love coming, not trouble. Let's see love coming instead of seeing trouble come. And then hopefully you'll be open more to embrace it rather than seeing it as trouble. So lighting the energy when I walk in. Don't walk in like a lion, no, tiger. Walk in like a kitten. Hey, I come to see you guys.
So when they were saying trouble, they were just making a label as a joke.
Yes. And then they because she would speak her mind, and say, hey, look, what it is, what it is.
She was very blunt with them. Because Joe was labeled a combination angel. Here comes my angel, or okay, now the party can start. When they see me, they think it's going to be a party. You tell me.
Go. See, exactly. So you have to, if you want to change that, then you change it by changing your thought and then changing your energy. So in my thoughts are like,
it'd be different. Yeah. Some people party, other people, oh God, now we got problems. Here comes problems. I'm like, it always different. It's different all the time. Yeah. So I know what you mean though. It's like you're wearing a hat, big sign, neon sign.
And so you don't want the people to intercept you and say like, here comes trouble, because I'm yes to you, I do identify as trouble because it's something you don't want to hear, but I want you to want to hear it, not want to hear it. So let me go in like a little kid now, not like the lion or the tiger.
What would you get when you came into a room, Scarlet? How would you be, in a sense, labeled?
What?
How would you be labeled when you came into a room? For family, relatives, friends, how would they be labeling you, if at all, at any time?
Well, well, if I get that right, when I step into the room, everybody is watching and everybody says, "Hello, how are you?" Everybody's happy to see me. Then I am happy to see them. So it's the same when I step in my office. I step in the office and everybody is looking and say, "Hi, how are you doing?" That's very nice.
You're
I
just too
think it's
sweet.
positive energy. This is positive energy. This comes from me, and I spread it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was,
Very nice.
since you said that, I was reading, I was listening to one of the videos, I think. And the video said, it said, knowing who your spirit animal is. And I go, okay, well, let me see. So, my spirit animal is tiger. And I'm listening to, I forgot who your spirit animal is, Joe, Nightwing, but
Both.
your spirit, but Charlotte, your spirit animal is a rabbit. And I like, isn't that strange? When she's got the rabbits.
So mine's not defined
And,
yet.
I got the rabbits.
and you feature the rabbit because that's, you see, and your nature is like the rabbit too. You see that?
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm like, wow, isn't that something how they, put you together with your spirit animal and how it.
My
it
best
reflects
guess
back.
for what actually could be mine could be more with feathers, so it could be more of some foul type as far as bird. That's my
A
best
peacock,
guess.
maybe.
But it's hard to define.
You are a hawk. I saw it. You
It's
are
a
a
hawk.
hawk.
Oh, he's a hawk. Okay, because I know.
He's a
I think Leo was a peacock. One of them was a peacock. I think it was Leo. But
Being such
I-
being
that's a
Aquarius, if you're like a bird.
yeah, a hawk. That is what. Yes. So
I'm always in the air anyway. I'm always
there
in.
you go. Well, you're air. You're air. Aquarius is air, and this is your this is your age. We're going into Aquarius age.
You're
And
welcome.
it's going to affect you. It will affect you more than it affect any other sign. Because it's
Believe
going
me,
to.
I know.
And
Oh
the
man, that's
funny-
an understatement. Oh my god.
Yeah, the funny thing is, one of my new colleagues, he's a very nice guy. He's a attorney at law, and he's one of my colleagues. Actually, he's one of my new bosses, but he's more than a colleague than a boss. And he calls me Rabbit.
I calls you rabbit. Yeah, see, that's something.
Yeah, he calls me Rabbit.
Oh boy. It only makes sense about the bird for me. It only makes sense. But I love the air. I have no fear.
Yes, and you are a hawk. I see this. I saw it. When you talk about it, I saw the hawk.
That's kind of funny about the hawk. The hawk's a predator. I'm not a hunter. That's the difference. That's bizarre.
Yes, it's a
Say that
hunter.
again. Yeah. So these repeated patterns is a place that we have to. You have to be more aware. You have to not be locked in the box in order to notice that you are repeating the patterns, so that you can stop reliving the same life that you've lived for however many times you've lived it, and you must begin to accept that you cannot change and go on. If you cannot change something that by living it, it's not going to help you to change it. It only keeps you stuck in that same mentality or that same environment or whatever way you want to look at it. And if you push it down and pretend that it does not exist, it will come back and repeat it and face you, and you'll have to face it eventually, because it does not just go away.
Crap! I just
No.
realized my name matches
not
my darn animal, Nightwing. Of course, I'm gonna be a bird. My name's Nightwing. Duh.
See, now you're thinking
the
out of the
entire
box.
time. Duh.
You see how you're thinking out of the box? That's thinking out of the box. That is exactly how I have said in many of my other videos, when I said, just because it's an apple, that doesn't mean it's just an apple. You need to dissect that apple. You need to look that apple up, inside and out, and find out, why is it an apple? Why is it called an apple? You need to know that, really.
And what is
And you need to know why is it the A is the A, and why is it, all of this. And if you do not know that, then you're missing the creation of life.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Hence
so
Nightwing, night, wing, flight, hello, hawk,
and the
dark.
And the reason why you're not identifying with it as well as you should or you could is because you're more in place with Joe rather than you are with Nightwing. And so the energy that Joe more is in floor of your life and operation more than Nightwing is in the flow and operating in your life. So you have to switch the energy.
It's constantly a trade between the two of us, constantly.
But you need to switch it and let it switch on and not switch off, and even though you're in the 3D world, you must still become that you are, whether that you want to become that or not. Because as long as you live the 3D world and you put that 3D world in front of you, that it exists, it'll always exist. And it'll always be a part of you because you hold it in that place.
True.
And I know why you do it. But that's a part of you gonna have to release this time because we're in your age and you're gonna come apart.
Trying to break up like a puzzle,
Yeah, it's your puzzle. You have to solve.
It's in the best house of my life that I can be in, that social life. So I'm at home.
Okay, my dear ones, it's getting late here. I don't want to interrupt, but
no, it's time to let us go anyway. Yes. I said what I needed to say.
Let's encourage then others here who have not. When we do have another Facebook Live, when I say we, it's going to be me doing the technical side for Shiva. We also do offer for you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, definitely partake more because it is nonstop. We're going to keep on providing these. We apologize in some manners that we've had some mishaps, been late on it, but we're going to keep on doing it no matter what. The Facebook Live, definitely join up with Barbara's / Shiva's page. You're going to see more Facebook Live coming through. You're going to enjoy them because music's played, dancing, a lot of good energy, good messages. Please ask questions because we know there's a lot of questions here, despite your belief system or not. We don't mind questions because that's how you discover more and more and more. Got to gain knowledge and let the heart come out. Don't be afraid.
Yes,
I'm not going to judge. There's no judgment here ever.
Yes. We're going to do a person that
so much
one
for
day.
partaking of this, listening to us, having fun with us. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, I did.
Definitely.
Okay, love you.
Love you very much.
both.
Until our next meeting, namaste, love, light, peace. Let's go forward.
Namaste.
Yeah, namaste.